Gentlemen, let me begin with a hard truth that may hit close to home. For most men after the age of 60, mornings no longer start with strength and vitality, but with an unsettling silence. What was once a powerful symbol of youth energy and masculinity, the natural morning erection fades away. And the worst part, almost no one tells you how to bring it back. Doctors hand out prescriptions, advertisers sell empty promises. But the real solution might already be sitting quietly in your own kitchen, waiting to be discovered. Imagine this: by simply holding a common spice in your mouth for 30 minutes before bed, you could completely transform how you wake up in the morning. My name is Dr. Lan Hua. I've spent decades working as a men's health specialist, helping thousands of men across America reclaim their confidence, intimacy, and performance. I've seen what works, and I've seen what fails. What I'm about to share with you is not just supported by science, it's backed by decades of real-world results from men just like you. Here's the paradox: most men think an erection is created in the heat of the moment. The truth is it's built the night before while you sleep. What you put into your body before bed can determine whether you wake up weak or whether you wake up with strength that lasts for hours. That's why tonight I'm going to reveal a simple but powerful method using nothing more than garlic. In just 60 seconds, this natural ingredient can relax blood vessels, boost testosterone, and keep your performance healthy without drugs, without chemicals. And if you stay with me until the end, I'll show you not only how to do it, but also the changes you can expect after 7 days, 14 days, and even 30 days of practicing this simple nighttime ritual. This could be the one habit that transforms your mornings forever. But before we dive into this powerful garlic method, make sure you hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another men's health tip designed specifically for men over 60. I'd also love to hear from you. If you're ready to reclaim stronger mornings, drop the number 1 in the comments. If you're still uncertain, type 0 and let me know what's holding you back. The secret lies in a natural compound inside garlic called allicin. For centuries, it has been used in traditional remedies, but only recently has modern science uncovered how it can unlock stronger blood flow and restore vitality after 60. When you place a clove of garlic in your mouth and let its essence release, that allicin doesn't just create flavor, it goes to work on a microscopic level, calming inflamed arteries, reducing oxidative stress, and allowing your blood to flow freely in ways that directly impact your performance. It is nature's quiet ally, especially for men who once believed their best days were behind them. I've seen countless men who thought their time in the bedroom was long over suddenly find hope again simply by adding garlic into their nightly routine. What amazes me most is how modern science now confirms what ancient traditions already knew centuries ago. In traditional Eastern medicine, garlic has always been treasured as a powerful remedy believed to restore vitality and strengthen circulation. And today, clinical studies explain exactly why those traditions were right. The key is allicin, a compound that boosts nitric oxide production, the very same pathway pharmaceutical drugs attempt to manipulate. But here's the difference: instead of forcing your body with chemicals, you're unlocking what your body was naturally designed to do. There's something empowering about that. When a man places a clove of garlic in his mouth before bed, he isn't just preparing his body on a chemical level, he's reclaiming control. No longer waiting on prescriptions or depending on a little pill, he chooses a safe, natural, time-tested method. I've had patients call me after just 1 week of doing this and say, "Doctor, I feel alive again." And it wasn't only about the physical response, it was about pride. It was about waking up in the morning knowing without a doubt that their manhood was still intact. Of course, some men are skeptical. They ask me, "Doctor, can something as simple as a spice really change what's happening inside my body?" And I always answer with the same conviction: yes. Because it's not just the spice itself, it's the powerful compound inside it, allicin, and how it interacts with your body's natural systems. Unlike quick-fix pills that may lose effectiveness or cause side effects, allicin works steadily, gently, and consistently, building a foundation of health over time. That's why if you've ever felt weaker in the mornings or noticed your body doesn't respond the way it used to, remember, there is real science and there is real hope packed inside something as small as a single garlic clove. Allicin is more than just flavor. It's a pathway back to strength, confidence, and long-lasting performance. But as powerful as allicin is, this is only the beginning of the story. Because before you learn how to harness it fully, you must first understand why erections decline so sharply after the age of 60 and why so many men never talk about the hidden reasons behind it. And that brings us to the next question. Why do erections weaken so dramatically after 60? The truth is, an erection is not just about desire. It's a delicate harmony of blood flow, nerve signals, and hormones working together in perfect balance. But once a man crosses into his 60s, that balance begins to falter. Arteries stiffen with age, making it harder for blood to flow freely into the penis like it once did. The production of nitric oxide, the tiny molecule that tells blood vessels to relax and expand, also begins to drop. Without it, erections become softer, weaker, and far shorter in duration. On top of that, testosterone slowly declines, often so gradually that you don't notice until one day you realize your drive has vanished and your body no longer responds the way it used to. I remember one patient, let's call him Mr. Martin, a retired carpenter, who looked me in the eye and said, "Doctor, I still love my wife. I still want her. But when I try, my body betrays me." That word betrayal stayed with me, because for many men, that's exactly what it feels like. Think about it. You've worked hard all your life. You've provided, you've protected, you've done everything to stay strong. And yet when it matters most, your body seems to turn its back on you. But let me be clear, this is not your fault. It's not weakness. It's biology. Every man goes through it, but not every man has to accept it as permanent. Picture your erection like a river. In youth, it's wide, powerful, and unstoppable. But as decades pass, debris builds up the banks close in and the current slows. That's what happens inside your blood vessels. Plaque forms, inflammation takes root, and suddenly the river can no longer surge with the force needed for a strong erection. Add in stress, poor sleep, or illness, and the problem multiplies. The reality is, weakened erections after 60 are not caused by age alone. They're the result of many hidden factors piling up over time until one morning you realize those strong awakenings are gone. But here's the part that should give you hope. Just because the river slows doesn't mean it can't be cleared. Just because nitric oxide production declines doesn't mean it can't be restored. And just because testosterone levels dip doesn't mean your body has lost its ability to respond. I have personally seen men in their 70s and even well into their 80s reclaim strength, stamina, and confidence they thought were gone forever. It wasn't because these men turned to pills, it was because they embraced natural methods that support circulation and restore hormonal balance. And this is exactly where the garlic method becomes so fascinating. Now that you understand why erections weaken with age, the real question is, how do you actively fight back against that decline? How do you give your body the raw materials it needs in the simplest possible way to revive that flow, that strength, that sense of pride? The answer lies in a nightly ritual so simple it almost feels unbelievable. A practice that takes only 60 seconds, using nothing more than a spice you probably already have in your kitchen. Let me show you exactly how it works. Step 3, the 60-second garlic method. Here's what you do. About 30 minutes before bedtime, take 1 or 2 whole garlic cloves, not garlic powder, not a capsule, but the real raw cloves. Place a clove gently between your cheek and gums, almost like a small secret tucked away in your mouth. Don't rush, don't chew it down immediately, just let it sit there. Slowly begin to hold it, letting it rest. Within seconds, you'll notice that sharp, pungent taste. That's the allicin being released, the powerful compound we talked about earlier. As it mixes with your saliva, your body begins absorbing it directly through the delicate tissues of your mouth. That's what makes this ritual different. Instead of waiting for your stomach to break it down, you're giving your body an instant, direct supply of exactly what it needs right before you fall asleep. Most men are stunned by how simple it is. One gentleman laughed and said to me, "That's it. Just a garlic clove, doctor. I expected something complicated." But sometimes the strongest solutions are the ones hiding in plain sight. Think of it this way: when you hold that clove for just 1 minute, you're essentially priming your body for the night ahead. The allicin goes to work relaxing blood vessels, calming hidden inflammation, and supporting the production of nitric oxide. By the time you drift into sleep, your body has already been prepared for the next morning. It's like winding up a spring, letting it store energy through the night, so that when the sun rises, you wake with a force and vitality that surprises you. And beyond the physical impact, there's something deeply symbolic about this nightly ritual. For many men, it becomes an act of self-respect. You're not only preparing your body for intimacy, you're sending yourself a message: I'm not giving up. I still value my health, my energy, and my masculinity. Each night as you place that clove of garlic in your mouth, you're reclaiming control from the hands of aging that try to steal your confidence. The beauty of this garlic method is in its simplicity. It's safe, natural, and takes less than a single minute. No prescriptions, no scheduling your evening around a pill. No need to explain anything to anyone if you don't want to. Just you one clove of garlic and 60 seconds of patience. And while the ritual itself is simple, its effects build steadily over time. The longer you practice it, the better your body responds. But if timing is everything, you may be wondering, when exactly should you use this method to get the best results? That question takes us to the next key part of the story, because using garlic at the right moment can mean the difference between a small improvement and a complete transformation. So let's talk about timing the ideal moment to use this technique for maximum power. The most effective time to practice the garlic ritual is about 30 minutes before bed. There's something almost poetic about that. As the day winds down, as your body prepares to rest, you're giving it exactly what it needs to restore itself through the night. Allicin, the active compound in garlic, is absorbed slowly as you hold it in your mouth. By the time you drift into sleep, it's already at work, relaxing your arteries, calming hidden inflammation, and preparing your body for strength the next morning. It's like planting a seed in the evening that blooms at sunrise. During the night, your body naturally goes through cycles of testosterone release. What most men don't realize is that the majority of their testosterone is actually produced while they sleep. When you support your body at the right time with better circulation, reduced inflammation, and deeper rest, you create the perfect conditions for testosterone to rise. And what does that mean for you? A stronger sex drive, firmer erections, more energy, and a vitality that lasts well beyond the morning hours. Now, I know some men are impatient. They ask me, "Doctor, can I just do this in the morning?" And while it won't hurt you, the truth is you won't get the same results. Your body isn't designed to repair itself in the morning. It heals and rebuilds at night. Think of it like charging your phone. You plug it in at night, and by morning the battery's full. Your erections work the same way. You prepare at night, and you wake up ready with strength fully restored. Yes, timing truly is everything. Do it at night, do it consistently, and then let your body do the work while you sleep. You'll be amazed at how much stronger your mornings feel when you give your body exactly what it needs at the perfect time. But as powerful as this nightly ritual is, there's something even more exciting I want to remind you of. Because holding garlic in your mouth before bed may restore your strength, but that's only the beginning. The real magic begins when you realize that this one small habit can open the door to a chain reaction of changes that touch every part of your health, not just your erections. And that's where we need to go next. Step 5, this is only the beginning. When you practice the garlic method at night, you're not just addressing performance in the bedroom, you're sparking a ripple effect throughout your entire body. That's why I always tell my patients, stronger erections are only the first benefit. I remember one man, a former Marine, who came back to me after just 3 weeks. He told me, "Doctor, I'm sleeping like a rock. I used to wake up 2 or 3 times a night, and now I sleep straight through." Another gentleman in his early 70s pulled me aside and said, "I don't know if I'm imagining it, but my knees don't hurt as much when I get up in the morning." These aren't coincidences. The compound inside garlic allicin doesn't just open your blood vessels. It fights inflammation, reduces oxidative stress, and calms the body in ways that spread far beyond the bedroom. Better sleep means your hormones reset properly. Less inflammation means your joints, your heart, even your digestion work more smoothly. Stronger circulation doesn't just deliver blood to your manhood, it carries oxygen and nutrients to your brain, your muscles, and every organ in your body. So while the most obvious benefit is a firmer, more reliable erection, the hidden gift is a healthier, more energized version of yourself. One patient called me after a month and said, "Doctor, I started this because of my erections, but I didn't realize I'd also have the energy to play with my grandkids again." Another laughed and told me, "My wife keeps saying I look happier. Maybe it's because I finally feel like myself again." Moments like these remind me of something powerful. What men truly want isn't just performance. They want vitality. They want to feel alive again, to wake up every day with strength, with clarity, with the deep assurance that aiming hasn't stolen their identity. And that's where the emotional power of this journey really comes alive. Far too many men simply give up. They believe that once those strong mornings disappear, the flame is gone forever. But I've seen again and again that a single nightly habit can reignite that flame. It's not about turning back the clock. It's about reclaiming the pieces of yourself that make life worth living. When you wake up stronger, when your sleep becomes deeper, when your energy returns, you're not just improving your health. You're rebuilding your confidence, your marriage, your joy. So yes, the garlic method begins with better erections, but it doesn't stop there. It touches every corner of your well-being and gives back the vitality you thought was lost. And if that alone isn't reason enough to try it, let me share one more benefit, one that most men never expect. Because what happens when you chew garlic before bed is not just about strength and endurance. It's about deeper sleep and higher testosterone levels. And that connection might just be the hidden key you've been missing all along. Why does garlic link to better sleep and more testosterone? When you chew or hold garlic before bed, allicin is released into your system. But it doesn't only work on your blood vessels, it has a calming effect as well. Allicin interacts with your nervous system, easing tension, lowering stress, and gently preparing your body for restorative rest. It's like flipping a switch from alert mode into repair mode. And once your body slips into deep sleep, something remarkable happens. Waves of testosterone are released. That's right, most of a man's daily testosterone production actually occurs while he sleeps. Without deep rest, you don't produce enough. And without enough testosterone erections, weakened desire fades and your energy drains away. I once worked with a 70-year-old man who admitted he hadn't slept through the night in years. He told me he was constantly exhausted, unmotivated, and felt as though his manhood was slipping away. I suggested he try the garlic ritual, not just for his erections, but for his sleep. 2 weeks later, he returned with a wide grin on his face. "Doctor," he said, "I don't know what kind of magic is inside those garlic cloves, but I'm sleeping straight through the night. And let me tell you, my mornings feel completely different, stronger, more powerful." He chuckled, then added, "And my wife has noticed too. Stories like his have repeated themselves countless times in my practice. Each one a reminder that what seems like a small change can bring a man back to life, restoring not just performance, but vitality, rest, and joy. When you chew or hold garlic before bed, you're really accomplishing two things at once. First, you're improving blood flow directly through the release of allicin. Second, you're soothing your body and preparing it for the deep restorative sleep that triggers testosterone production. And here's the powerful part, these two effects build on each other. Better sleep leads to higher testosterone. Higher testosterone leads to firmer, longer-lasting erections. And when erections become stronger, confidence rises, stress fades, and sleep improves even further. It creates a powerful cycle that works for you instead of against you. Just imagine how different your day would feel if you woke up refreshed, full of energy, with testosterone levels at a healthy peak. You wouldn't just feel more alive in the bedroom, you'd have more drive to move to work, to enjoy life again. That's the beauty of this simple garlic ritual. It touches the deepest parts of what makes a man feel like himself again. But there's something else I need to share with you, something most men never consider. Because while sleep and testosterone are critical, there is also a hidden enemy quietly destroying erections from another angle, your oral health. And if you ignore this, no pill, no amount of sleep, and no surge of testosterone will be enough to save your performance. Let me explain. Step 7. Gum disease may be destroying your erections. Gum disease is one of the silent killers of sexual strength. It hides in plain sight. A little bleeding when you brush, a bit of soreness when you chew. And all the while, it slowly releases toxins into your bloodstream, causing inflammation and narrowing your arteries. The very same arteries that carry blood to your heart are the ones that must carry blood to your manhood. If they are clogged, inflamed, or weakened, your erections will pay the price. I remember one patient age 65 who came to see me. He was fit, active, exercised daily, ate well, and yet he couldn't understand why his erections were weakening. He had no history of heart disease, no diabetes, two of the most common culprits. Then I asked him a simple question. "How's your gum health?" He looked surprised and admitted he had dealt with bleeding gums for years but never thought much of it. He assumed it was just part of getting older. What he didn't realize was that the bacteria in his gums were leaking into his blood, fueling inflammation and choking off the very circulation needed for a strong erection. Science is crystal clear. Gum disease increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, and yes, erectile dysfunction. It's all connected. Your body does not separate oral health from sexual health. Your circulatory system is like one continuous highway. If that road is damaged in one section, traffic slows down everywhere else. That's why chewing or holding garlic before bed can be such a powerful ally. Garlic has been used for centuries as a natural remedy for oral health problems, and the same compound allicin that boosts blood flow also fights harmful bacteria and reduces gum inflammation. Every time you allow that essence to coat your gums, you're not only supporting stronger erections, you're also protecting your mouth and, by extension, your entire cardiovascular system. I've lost count of how many men came back to me saying, "Doctor, I started this for performance, but my dentist told me my gums look healthier than ever." That's one of the hidden gifts of this ritual. It attacks a silent enemy most men never even suspect. Because when gum disease is reduced, inflammation across your body decreases. And when inflammation goes down, blood flows more freely. That's when you start to notice improvements, not only in oral health, but also in erection strength and consistency. So the next time you see a little blood in the sink after brushing, or you feel your gums are sore, remember your mouth is speaking to you. It's telling you something about the health of your entire body. Don't ignore it. Protect your gums and you protect your manhood. But as powerful as this connection is, there's something even more motivating that keeps men on track. Because when you start this nightly garlic ritual, you'll begin to notice results not in years, not even in months, but in days and weeks. Let me walk you through exactly what you can expect after 7 days, 14 days, and 30 days, so you'll know the changes that are coming. Step 8, what to expect in 7, 14, and 30 days. One of the questions I hear most often is, "Doctor, how long before I notice a difference?" Men want to know if they're wasting their time or if this simple ritual truly delivers. And I understand that impatience, because if you've been living with weaker erections for years, each morning can feel like another reminder of what you've lost. You don't want to wait months just for a sliver of hope. You want to know when you can realistically expect to wake up and feel alive again. That's why I always lay out a clear timeline so you know what changes to look for and when. In the first 7 days, something subtle but powerful usually begins to happen. In the first 7 days, many men tell me they begin to sleep more deeply. For some, it's the first time in years they've stopped waking up 3 or 4 times a night. They describe feeling calmer before bed, as if their bodies are finally letting go of the tension that used to keep them restless. And with that improved rest, a few even start noticing faint morning erections returning. They may not be as strong or long-lasting as they want just yet, but they're there. And that spark of life is enough to remind them that their bodies still can respond. I've had men nearly brought to tears saying, "Doctor, I never thought I would feel that again." By the 14-day mark, the changes usually become more noticeable. Sleep keeps improving, but now daytime energy begins to rise too. Men who once dragged themselves out of bed say they feel sharper, more alert, more motivated. Some even tell me their desire has returned, that the spark they thought was gone has quietly reignited. Erections that were soft or inconsistent begin to feel firmer, more reliable. Sometimes they last longer enough to give a man a surge of confidence he hasn't felt in years. And that confidence radiates into every area of his life. Men carry themselves taller, laugh more easily, and reconnect with their partners in ways they thought had been lost forever. Then comes the 30-day milestone, and the transformation can be dramatic. This is the stage where many men say, "Doctor, it feels like I've turned back the clock." Erections are not only stronger, they're happening more often. Endurance improves, intimacy lasts longer, and satisfaction feels richer. The combination of deeper sleep, higher testosterone, and stronger circulation creates a man who feels renewed, almost reborn. And the longer you continue, the more your body benefits. Stronger erections, deeper rest, steadier energy. All of it compounds with time. So if you've been waiting for proof, let this be your roadmap. 7 days for hope, 14 days for confidence, 30 days for transformation. But even with this powerful timeline, it naturally leads us to the final and perhaps most important message. Because while garlic and allicin may help restore your strength, the real question is, how will you choose to carry this momentum forward? Will you decide to meet the years ahead, not as a slow decline, but as an opportunity to reclaim your vitality, your confidence, and your manhood? That's the conclusion we need to reach together. Gentlemen, we've journeyed through the science, the stories, and the simple truth of how something as small as a garlic clove can restore what so many men believe they've lost. We've uncovered the power of allicin. We've faced the harsh reality of why erections weaken after 60, and we've learned how a 60-second nightly ritual can rebuild confidence, improve sleep, boost testosterone, and even protect your gums. We've walked step by step through what to expect after 7 days, 14 days, and 30 days. And I hope by now you see that decline is not destiny. I think back to the men who once sat across from me defeated, convinced that their strong mornings were gone for good. And then I think of those same men just weeks later smiling, standing taller, speaking with pride in their voices once again. That's what this ritual can do. It isn't magic. It isn't a quick fix. It's your body responding to care, to patience, and to the medicine of nature itself. So tonight, before you close your eyes, remember this: you have more power than you realize. Place that garlic clove in your mouth. Give it 60 seconds and let your body take it from there. Tomorrow morning might surprise you, and it just might change everything.